So I'm going to talk about how to create your own AI business coach. This is something that I've done myself, and this is a very simplified version, but it works really, really well, and it's very worthwhile doing this, and it works for lots of different kinds of situations as well. Um, but first of all, I just wanted to talk a little bit about which provider you should use. There are quite a few of these now, um, and they're all about €20 a month. The ChatGPT, of course, is the most popular, but I would just say that if you're already using one, just use the one that you've got now. They don't vary enormously. ChatGPT is great to start with. I personally prefer Claude because I think it's just a bit more business orientated, and I find that the responses are better. I think it's a better reasoning model when it comes to business. But another way you can use the AI is using these model gateway services. And it's a fancy name for something that's relatively simple. I really do think it's worth paying the €20 a month, but this is actually a way that you can do the same thing much cheaper. And what you do with this one's called Open Router, is that you upload however much money you want to spend. So this is my credits page, and it can be as low as $5 or whatever. And it's kind of pay as you go. So as you use the models, it takes from your credits. And one of the good things about this system is that there are lots and lots of different models that you can get access to. So pretty much all of them, all that you want to at least. And so you can test different models, and it's really very cheap. And $10 if you just use them infrequently will last you a long time. So in terms of using these as a business coach, this is the method I would suggest if you're starting off with this. I've got a prompt here: act as a high-end business coach. And then I talk a little bit about myself just in one sentence. But the more context you give, the better. So describe yourself. And I describe my situation, so what I think my current problems are. And then finally, create 8 to 10 targeted questions that will help you, that's the model, understand my specific situation and give actionable advice on this challenge. So as we're in Open Router, we can send this prompt to multiple different AIs. So there's 4 up here. I'm going to change Claude Sonnet 4 to another version, Claude Sonnet 4.5, which is the one which is the most up-to-date one, and it's the one I use every day. But hopefully if I click this button, this is a live demo, so live demos often don't work as you hope, but there you go. It hasn't worked. And I think why this happens is because I set it up a long time before this presentation, and I think there must be some kind of timeout on the question. But you'll see now that all of the different models, or at least Claude and ChatGPT, they're all responding to that question. And what you'll find if you do this is that the responses will be quite different to this kind of prompt. And you can see Gemini is thinking about it. I'm reviewing the questions, and it will eventually give its response. So what I find with Gemini is that, well, with the Google models in general, they tend to be quite kind of touchy-feely and not my kind of thing. I like more kind of practical and direct stuff. if you look at this first question, the mindset question, when you think about what specific thoughts or feelings come up, it's a bit too touchy-feely for me, so I don't like that response. Grok, you can see what kind of questions does it come up with here. What does your current client base look like? That's not bad. Can you describe specific aspects of self-promotion that feel most challenging? Okay, so that's a reasonable response. GTP5, ideal client and use cases, which subsegments are the highest fit right now? Okay, that looks quite good. Discovery questions for building your prospect pipeline from Claude Sonnet. What does your current business development process look like? When you say you struggle with self-promotion, what specifically feels uncomfortable or difficult? So I tend to like the way that Claude is kind of very practical and direct about its responses. So the next step in this process is that you would choose whichever one of these that you like and copy the questions into a Word document or whatever you use, and then spend a couple of hours actually seriously answering all of these questions. So this does, require some effort to do this process, but it's really, really, really worthwhile. And just doing this first step where you get it to ask questions and you answer them is a really worthwhile process to go through. Also very good if you're job hunting, what kind of job you should be looking for, what your strengths and weaknesses are, all of that kind of thing. It's really worthwhile doing this kind of thing. So I've just limited now us to Claude Sonnet, and I went through this whole process some time ago, I think at the beginning of this year. So I'm going to upload now my document, which is my responses to these questions. And so I didn't make this to be publicly shared. Oops, one moment. Do it like that. But it's real stuff, these are my genuine answers. So I can upload it, and then first of all I'll just ask, give me your initial response to the questions. Now, of course, I've responded to different questions, but hopefully it'll ignore that. And like I say, this is a live demo, so let's see what happens. Initial assessment. Thank you for this incredibly detailed and honest self-assessment. The core paradox is it's actually out of date. What I uploaded, my situation now has changed, but you'll see it comes up with quite direct responses to my questions, and then hidden strengths you're undervaluing. This kind of stuff is really, really useful, and of course now it's got my information. We can start a dialogue about this, so I can ask things like, what should I do over the coming couple of weeks? You'll see here it's actually coming up with suggestions for the coming weeks as to what I should be doing. And you'll find that if you start answering it and responding to what it says, it's really good process. And after a while you can go through question and answering, and at the end kind of get it to make a summary of everything you've talked about, and it's really worthwhile. So that's the method. It does take a while at first to go through and answer the questions, and I'll post the prompt that I used in the WhatsApp group so that you can use it. But that's basically it. It's a very simple method that has very good results.